It's time for some Medtronic film, courtesy of Vikings GamePlan. Paul Allen with radio analyst Pete Bercich, who used to be a coach in the National Football League. And what we are going to do, given the Vikings are not playing this week, is what coaches did all week. We are going to look at film of all three teams the Vikings may be playing week 2. It could be Carolina, might be New Orleans, or maybe it's these guys, the LA Rams.
You're right, Paul, and that's what you do as a coach. When you have 3 possible teams that you might play, you have to break down film of all 3 before you get to this weekend because you want to have everything prepped and ready to go.
Yes, sir.
So, and a little refresher on the Rams is this guy right here, Aaron Donald. He is very, very good, very stout, very good up front. And what Seattle tries to do a lot of times is spread you out, right? They're trying to get 4 wide receivers out wide to pull as many guys out of the box as they can, and then they're going to run the football, just a regular zone block. And this is the reason why these kind of plays just don't work, is the penetration. When teams want to run outside, West Coast, East, West Coast, you know, that whole thing, you're not going to get to the edge when you have a guy like this standing up guards, working to the outside, and you have your defensive end right in the right spot, and then the other defensive tackle right there in on the play. And if you look at it from the sideline, you're going to see how powerful this guy is. 1 step, 1 foot in the ground. Remember what we've talked about all year, it's the turn of the shoulders. Who has their shoulders square? And right now, they got the lineman turned, and he's still square. Good contain on the outside. They make the tackle. So we can't forget that the Rams have a very, very good defensive front. We know that the Vikings win most of the games when they can rush for 100 yards or more. This is the kind of front that we'll be seeing. And again, these kinds of guys are the ones that we'll be playing against. Protection here is a little funny because the center and the back both step the same way. And then you have one-on-ones on the outside with the defensive end, with the defensive tackle and the defensive ends. One-on-one matchups for the New Orleans Saints. The Saints here are trying to go deep because they're running the switch route, they call it. This guy will run in. This guy does the wheelie, fakes it out. Hopefully the underneath defender will jump on it, and then he pulls it up the field. What ends up happening, though, is they cover it up well. Breeze steps up. He doesn't know where to go with the next throw. Bam, they get him from behind and they sack him. What Breeze doesn't do is what most quarterbacks would do, or we would see Case Keenum do. When he gets this pressure on the pocket, he has daylight right here. He also has his wide receiver who's coming wide open. If he just steps up and buys himself some time, he has a wide open receiver on the crossing route. But he doesn't do that and he gets sacked. So the Saints, they're not as dependent on the quarterback, Drew Brees, as they were, I think, in 2009 for sure when we saw him. New Orleans Saints defense. The Saints are a gambling style of defense, right? They play a lot of man-to-man. So they're playing man-to-man here, man-to-man matchups all over the board. And what Tampa Bay does, boom, stop route at the sticks. So the wide receiver, this is something that we'll see out of our guys all the time. Stephon Diggs does this very well. Gets the separation, ball's delivered, turn and catch, you go upfield. So they can't stop him with 4 rushers, so then they say, all right, we're going to try zone blitzing because that's what they'll do. They'll get more and more aggressive. Free runner here, but he's just going to be too late. Again, the one-on-one on the outside, and gets the ball out, turns, catch, converts another first down. So in typical New Orleans Saints style, they're saying, okay, we sent 4, we sent 5. Now we're just going to send as many as we can. We're going to send everybody because you can see this is an all-out blitz with one-on-ones everywhere across the board, and you have the free rusher to the quarterback. And thank goodness he gets the sack because they can't cover everybody.
So the New Orleans Saints led the NFL in sacks on 3rd down. To get there, is this type of pressure required?
This is what they have to do. They're not as good as we'll see Carolina. That's what scares you about Carolina's defense is they can get pressure on a quarterback with 4 rushers. They tried it with 4, didn't work. They tried it with 5, didn't work. Now they're going all out blitz with 6. They will do what they have to do schematically to get pressure on the quarterback. They may die trying, just like we some big throws outside that we can get. You get any of our wide receivers one-on-one with this kind of room, you're going to get at least a first down. You'll see the contrast now with what Carolina wants to do. Carolina, again, big up front. Very good set of defensive linemen. And the guy that I want to point out is the 3 technique, K'Wan Short. First thing you'll see is how quickly he gets off the football. He's already out of his stance. He's out of his stance quicker than any other guys up front, and he's gaining ground, going north and south, gets into the guard, penetrates, makes the running back, cut back. He's still able to get off.
With Luke Kuechly finishing it off.
With the blocker, exactly. So,
man, Kuechly's good.
This is a design cutback. They want this ball to cut back. And even though he gets reached right here, he's still able to push the tackle deep enough to cut off the running back, because there would be a lane right there if he had it. But right there, the running back has no choice but to take this thing and cut it back, and he's still able, comes underneath, swings the arm over.
Very nice.
Makes the tackle. So, you know, Kawan Short is just an unbelievable, penetrating, solid player. One-on-ones, Carolina, 4-man rush. They're not too worried about it. They love that. They'll do that all day long. Spin move.
What a move.
Running back misses, bam. That's what the Carolina defense does so well. Julius Peppers on the outside. You've got 4 guys that can get pressure. And in this case, they're turning the center to help on the 3 technique. You got one-on-ones, spin on the guard, running back whiffs. They can do it with just 4, so they're a little bit more like the Vikings defense.